Who's there? I thought I heard something. Did you hear something too? It sounded like, woo! There it is again. Oh, it's only an owl. Thank goodness. Hi, I'm out camping today. Welcome to Preschool Storytime. My name is Miss Erica, and I'm from the Chattanooga Public Library. This program is designed for kids ages 3 to 5 years old, but everyone is welcome. Grown-ups, if you wouldn't mind taking a moment to fill out the survey that's linked in the description below, it really helps getting your feedback, and it also helps us with our funding. But in the meantime, what do you think about camping? Have you ever been camping before? Well, I'm gonna roll this tent open since you're here, and I'll come out and tell you some camping stories. Let's see, doesn't my camp look cozy, warm, and snuggly? All right, before we get started, we are gonna sing Let's Clap and Say Hello. So clap your hands with me. We clap and say hello, we clap and say hello. With our friends at Storytime, we clap and say hello. Stomp your feet. We stomp and say hello, we stomp and say hello. With our friends at Storytime, we stomp and say hello. Wiggle. We wiggle and say hello, we wiggle and say hello. With our friends at Storytime, we wiggle and say hello. Wave. We wave and say hello, we wave and say hello. With our friends at Storytime, we wave and say hello. Hello. I'm glad you're here. It's nice to have company at a campsite. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and turn some lights on so we can see a bit better. There, isn't that better? Also, I think I'm gonna bring my campfire a little closer. It'll help keep me warm. All right, are you ready for some stories about camping? Our first book is called Wordy Birdie Meets Mr. Cougar Pants. This is by Tammy Sauer and illustrated. The pictures are by Dave Martin. This is published by Doubleday Books for young readers. In case you haven't heard, this is Wordy Birdie. I love my name, Wordy Birdie, Wordy Birdie, Wordy Birdie. Hey, that rhymes! Like cat and bat and rat and sat and rhinoceros. Rhinoceros. And splat and, oh, wait a minute. Wordy Birdie is a little bit chatty. A little chatty? Seriously? Okay, fine. Wordy Birdie is super chatty. She talks all day long, even when she shouldn't. Hey, did you guys see that new movie? The one with the super surprising ending? That treasure was in the backyard the whole time. See what I mean? One day, Wordy Birdie goes camping with her friends. Of course, she has lots to say. Get comfy, readers. This might take a while. I love this trail. I love this stream. I love this cloud. And I love that cloud. I love my backpack. I love the view. And hours later. And I love these hills, and I love this tree, and I love that tree. Oh, and I love my friends, and I love the moon, and I love Jupiter. Do you get the picture? Late that night, Squirrel rubs his eyes. Oh, time for bed, everybody. Squirrel goes to bed. Rabbit goes to bed. Raccoon goes to bed. Does Wordy Birdie go to bed? She does not. Hey, I almost forgot! Snacks! I brought pickles and beans and burritos and more pickles and mashed potatoes and some pickles and... At last, Wordy Birdie finishes snacking. Rabbit yawned. Oh, good night, everybody. Rabbit shuts his eyes. Squirrel shuts his eyes. Does Wordy Birdie shut her eyes? She does not. Oh, looky there, wishing stars. I wish I had a pony. I wish I had a yo-yo. I wish I had a tuba. I wish I could go to sleep. At last, Wordy Birdie finishes wishing. I have an idea. Let's play the quiet game. Raccoon gets quiet. Squirrel gets quiet. Rabbit gets quiet. Does Wordy Birdie get quiet when a big, hungry cougar wants to gobble them all up? What? Just so you know, Mr. Cougar Pants, rabbit tastes terrible, and raccoons taste terrible, and squirrels taste really terrible. Really, really terrible. Did she just call me Mr. Cougar Pants? And as for me, let's face it, I'm too adorable to eat. Let's just look at this beak and these eyeballs, and even my toes are cute. Perhaps I could interest you in a pickle and some mashed potatoes and a bean burrito and a pickle. Mr. Cougar Pants can't take this for one more minute. He turns and flees into the deep, deep, peaceful woods. Wow, you saved us! Now that was a surprising ending. Sheesh, all I wanted was a nice, quiet dinner. There was nothing quiet about them, huh? Wordy Birdie was still chatty, sometimes too chatty. That was the best night of my life. You were brave, and you were brave, and you were brave, and I was brave. But her friends wouldn't want her any other way. They still had a good time camping together. Well, do you remember how Wordy Birdie was saying how she loved everything? I know a song about loving being up in the mountains and going camping. And this tent is in my way. Let's see if we can sing it together. Here's my campfire. I love the mountains. I love... Ooh. Can you tell Miss Erica needs more practice? I love the mountains. I love the rolling hills. I love the flowers. I love the daffodils. I love the campfire when the lights are low. Boom diada, boom diada, boom diada, boom diada. Can you say boom diada with me? Here we go. Boom diada, 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 boom diada. I love the mountains. I love the rolling hills. I love the flowers. I love the daffodils. I love the campfire when the lights are low. Boom diada, 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 boom. Thanks for singing with me. Well, I'm going to move our campfire out of the way for a moment because I have another story to tell you about camping. I need my flannel board. And you can see I have a big, giant tent on my flannel board. I'm going to unzip it. Well, one night, Bubble and Pearl decided they wanted to go camping out in the backyard. So they got their pillows and their sleeping bags. And Bubble brought his flashlight. Well, they all went into the tent. And they were ready to go to sleep. But then Pearl heard something out in the trees rustling. What was that? She said. Oh, I'm sure it's nothing, said her brother. Probably just some mice. We should let them in. So they let the mice in. They heard more rustling. What was that? Said Pearl. Oh, it's probably just the neighbor cat. I bet it's cold. We should let it in. So they let the cat in. What was that? Said Pearl. Oh, I'm sure it's nothing. It's probably just some rabbits out playing. Maybe they want to come in too. So they let the rabbits into their tent. What was that? Said Pearl. I'm sure it's nothing, said her brother. It's probably just a dog. We should let him in too. So they let the dog into the tent. What was that? Said Pearl. Oh, it's nothing. It's probably just a sheep. We should let it in. So they did. Wow! What was that? Said Pearl. Oh, it's nothing. I'm sure it's just a chicken. We should let it in. So they did. Quack, ching, quack. What was that? Said Pearl. Oh, it's nothing, said her brother. It's just a horse? We should let it in. So they did. And the tent was so crowded, but by the time Bubble could say, I think we need more room, his sister had already fallen asleep. Whew, she was that tired. Do you think they'll all sleep well in that tent together? Here, let's zip them up. All right. Good night, everybody. Are you ready to stand up? I need you to stand up because we're going to sing Sleeping Bunnies. Just like all those critters are sleeping. You're going to pretend that you're asleep. And then when I say wake up, bunnies, you're going to wake up and jump all around. Ready? All right, go to sleep. See the little bunny sleeping till it's nearly noon. Shall we wake them with a merry tune? They're so still, are they ill? No! Wake up, bunnies! Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, hop. Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, hop. Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, hop. Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, stop. All right, go back to sleep. See the little bunnies sleeping till it's nearly noon. Shall we wake them with a merry tune? They're so still, are they ill? No! Wake up, bunnies! Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, hop. Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, hop. Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, hop. Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, stop. All right, go back to sleep. One more time. See the little bunnies sleeping till it's nearly noon. Shall we wake them with a merry tune? They're so still, are they ill? No! Wake up, bunnies! Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, hop. Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, hop. Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, hop. Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, stop. Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, hop. Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, hop. Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, hop. Hop, little bunnies, hop, hop, stop. Good job, bunnies. Are you ready for another story? Out in the woods, sometimes you might meet a bear. But this book is called Scare a Bear. How would you scare a bear? Do you hear that rhyme? Scare Bear, these words rhyme. Scare Bear, these words rhyme. Scare Bear, these words rhyme. Rhyme along with me. You can even hit pause if you want to and come up with some more Scare Bear rhyming words with your grown-up. This book is by Kathy Jo Wargan, illustrated by John Bendel Brunello. Let's find out how to scare a bear when we're out camping in the woods. This is published by Sleeping Bear Press. Do you know how to scare a bear? Would you bang on pots and pans? Would you rattle some cans? Would you shout? Would you yell? Would you ring a very loud bell? Clang, 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 clang. What if that bear isn't easy to scare? Would you stand nose to nose? Would you turn on the hose? Would you make a strange face? Ah! Would you make a big scary pose? Would you shout and declare, "It's a bear, please beware"? But what if that bear isn't easy to scare? What if that bear wants to go for a swim? Would you holler and hoot? Would you give him the boot? Would you say, "You can't swim there, you don't have a suit"? What if that bear wants to go for a swim? What if the bear wants to fish from your boat? Do you think he would fit? Would you tell him to sit? Would you share your pole? Your best fishing hole? Do you think he would squirm if you showed him a worm? What if that bear wants to fish from your boat? What if the bear starts to beg for some dinner? Would you share your peas? Do you think he'd say please? Would you give him a dish with a big tasty fish? What if the bear starts to beg for some dinner? What if that bear sits down to the fire? Would you tell him that he's wait a minute, I missed a spot. What if the bear sits down by the fire? Would you share your seat? Would you make him a treat? Would you tell him you think he's had too much to eat? What are they roasting? I see hot dogs and marshmallows. But what if that bear wants to sleep overnight? Kerplunk on the bunk bed. Would you start to giggle if he starts to wiggle? What if he snores? Would you send him outdoors? If he climbed in your bunk and the bed went kerplunk, what if that bear wants to sleep overnight? And what if that bear will not leave the next morning? Would you give him a map with a compass and a cap? Would you tell him, "Keep walking, don't stop for a nap"? Would you say, "My dear bear, there's no need for stalling. It's time to go home, your mother is calling"? What if that bear will not leave in the morning? Then call the ranger. I know what he'll say. Do you know how to scare a bear? I sure do. It's nothing new. You just say, "Boo." He looks pretty scared now. Oh, there he goes. Off the page. The end. Well, they had a campfire. I'm gonna bring our campfire back. We're gonna cook something on our campfire. They had popcorn. No, they didn't. We have popcorn. They had marshmallows and hot dogs, but we are gonna cook some popcorn. And I have brought a pot that we can put on the fire. We're gonna have 5 kernels, a kernel of popcorn. So let's put them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to set our pot in the fire and let them get hot. Oh, they're getting hotter and hotter and hotter. Can you rub your hands together and make your hands warm? They're getting hotter and hotter. All right, hold up 5 fingers. 5 little kernels sizzling in the pot. All of a sudden, one went pop. Can you do that with me? Now we have 4 kernels. 4 little kernels sizzling in a pot. All of a sudden, one went pop. 3 little kernels sizzling in a pot. All of a sudden, one went pop. 2 little kernels sizzling in a pot. All of a sudden, one went pop. Now we have 1 left. 1 little kernel sizzling in the pot. All of a sudden, it went pop. Now we have all of our popcorn ready. So very carefully, let's take it off of our campfire. Oh, I love the smell of fresh popcorn. I think it needs some salt though, so let's put some salt on it. Maybe a little butter. Are you ready to taste it with me? Oh man, popcorn tastes even better when you cook it over a campfire. Oh, that was delicious. Well, we are gonna sing one more song before we go. We're gonna sing Put Your Hands Up High. Oh, I don't wanna get burned by the campfire, so I'm going to scoot it over a little bit. Ready? We're gonna put our hands up, and then we're gonna get faster and faster. Put your hands up high. Put your hands down low. Put your hands in the middle and wiggle just so. Put your elbows in the front. Put your elbows in the back. Put your elbows to the sides and quack, quack, quack. Faster. Put your hands up high, put your hands down low, put your hands in the middle and wiggle just so. Put your elbows in the front, put your elbows in the back, put your elbows to the sides and quack, quack, quack. Faster. Put your hands up high, put your hands down low, put your hands in the middle and wiggle just so. Put your elbows in the front, put your elbows in the back, put your elbows to the sides and quack, quack, quack. Right as fast as you can go. Supersonic warp speed. Ready? Put your hands up high, put your hands low, put your hands in the middle, just so. Put your elbows in the front, put your elbows back to the elbows to the sides and quack, quack, quack. Good job, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad to see you. Grown-ups, don't forget to fill out that survey. Let us know how you like story time. And I think it's time for me to go back inside my tent, don't you think? I'm going to untie my... Oh, I tied this really tight. I'm gonna untie my tent flaps. There we go, so I can crawl back inside. Okay, there we go. Oh, and now I just need the lights to go out a little bit. Oh, there we go. Okay, I've got my flashlight just in case I need it. Well, I'm gonna go back inside my tent and go to sleep. Good night, everybody. I'll see you next time.